All right, what's going on, guys? I am Logan with West Desert Wheeler, and today we have got the brand new Traxxas TRX4 Sport. Now, of course, when I say brand new, I mean brand new to me. This is fresh out of the box, but this is not a new truck. These things have been on the market for a long time, and I'm very curious to see how they perform. To be completely honest, I almost have no experience with TRX4 Sports. All I've heard about these things, though, is that they are just tough as nails and that you can just about send them off a cliff and have them live through it. So let's see if we can get up some obstacles here. So I want to do a series with this truck where I do different upgrades as we go, talk about why I believe that that specific area needs to be upgraded, and see how much performance we can get out of a Traxxas TRX4. I think it's probably going to be a little bit different than most TRX4 builds in the fact that I don't want to just slap a bunch of brass on here. I want to add some performance increasing parts instead of just making it weigh 9 pounds. All right, we're really hung up on our bumper, but that's it. So today I want to go out and hit some pretty hard lines just to see what this truck can actually pull off, and then see what different upgrades do and how it affects the performance of the truck. I think we can get our front end worked over a little more. I think we should be able to pull the truck right up this. I did drive up this off camera, just getting a feel for the truck this morning. There she goes. And that is a tough ledge. I've had struggles with my other trucks going up that. So the fact that this can get up here bone stock is actually pretty impressive already. Now, that is one thing I want to mention, is that I have done absolutely nothing to this truck. This is a TRX4 RTR right out of the box. I haven't changed preload. I haven't taken the wheels and tires off. I literally put a IC3 connector on there and we hit the trails. Well, only the second time it's been tipped over so far. I'm sure that number will go up drastically. Oh yeah, I'm sure that number will go up drastically in this video alone. Kind of like that. So you guys might be wondering why I got the Sport and not a different model of a TRX4. And the big part of it is just the budget, is that these trucks are a lot more affordable. You can go out and get something cool like a Bronco or whatever, but to me, the simple locked differentials, single speed transmission TRX4 Sport appeals to me more. I don't really care to have unlocking differentials for what I do. I go out here and I rock crawl pretty hard obstacles, and I want lockers on for that. So even if I had selectable ones, I probably wouldn't be changing them very often. There she goes. Now, I did have an option of a blue truck or a tan truck. I went with tan because cameras on red rocks do not get along with blue trucks. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed on a couple of my other videos, if my truck is teal or blue, it really throws off like the coloring of the rocks. So I think this will help things look a little more lifelike as we're out here. There we go. Okay guys, so this obstacle right here is known to be very difficult, even with like my Capras or my comp rig. You just got to get this balance just right on your way up to be able to get your front tires landed up top. But I don't think this rear bumper is going to allow us to stand that truck up tall enough. So maybe we'll just have to kind of sneak past. Luckily, the portal axles allow it to do that. Okay, so I did not drive it like a V-notch. We just kind of drove up the right rock. See if that slider will save us or allow us to slide. Now we're trying to pivot, bring the front of the truck around. Now, this part is where the obstacle really gets hard. You got to keep the truck on this perfect balance between these two ledges, and then bring it up, and then we got to set it on the wall to the right. Basically, we're going to try and end up driving up that wall. So our back right tire missed that ledge, so it actually needs to come off. We need to try and drive the truck further to the right. Now it looks like it went a little too far right. And this is like the balance right here. You get both rears up at the same time, and then we also need to get that front right get going up the wall. Okay, so only one side is up. Let's just turn into this wall and see what happens. I honestly don't expect this to work. I think we're gonna need some mods for this truck for it to do it. So I think we're gonna call this one denied, and this is about as far as we can get. So in the future with different upgrades, we're gonna have to pay attention and see if we can get further than this with this truck. So the whole theme of this series is going to be trying to increase the performance on a Traxxas TRX4. I definitely want to hear you guys sound off in the comments. What are your favorite upgrades for your Traxxas TRX4? There's definitely got to be things out there that I just don't know about that I would probably like, so please let me know what you guys like doing to these things. I'm fully aware of all the brass kits you can get for the axles, so I don't know if I would list that if I were you. But yeah, give me your secret recipes or different weird little companies that make upgrades for these trucks that I might have not heard about. I think I heard somewhere that Bauhaus RC makes a battery relocation kit for the TRX4. That would definitely be something I'm interested in. Yeah, so just little companies making cool parts for performance here. Pretty good off camber turn into a big steep climb. And I am aware that these tires do need to break in a little bit, so I'm hoping that the traction will increase as we continue driving these trucks around. Although, traction has been pretty dang good right out of the box. Here we go, perfect example of an obstacle that can be very tough, but if you have the right rig, you can get up it. So it's kind of like a left-hand spiral climb, but it's got holes and ledges in the wrong spots, so if you don't watch your tire placement, you end up flipped over pretty easy. Typically you work your front end over like that, and you got to get going uphill before it slips. It's looking pretty good here. We're basically there, need just a little wheel speed. You can only wiggle so much or else the truck comes off the wall. There she goes, she got it. Nice. That was pretty good. Like I say, it's a tough one. And I gotta say guys, the performance right out of the box, these TRX4s are actually pretty dang good. The wheel speed control is predictable, it's not bad. The motor's pretty good. The ESC's pretty good. The only thing I don't like is that the controller driving one-handed, the wheel's a little small, so it makes it a little tough for me to get the full steering angle driving one-handed. There we go, getting this crossover. And you gotta keep that front end planted. Bumper didn't touch, came really close though. Like right there, I'm trying to get the full steering. And we'll just drive up the wall. All right, so I've driven this line with my rear steer capper before, and it's pretty fun, but let's see if we can force this TRX4 up here. Obviously, no rear steer on this truck, so it's gonna change up kind of how I wheel it. It's got pretty good steering angle. I did check the end points, and right out of the box, the servo is set to where the axles would go all the way to the bumps, so the bump stops, which is great. That's exactly where you want it. You want your full range of CV motion if you can. So right here we're dangling that tire in the air, but we need traction on that front driver, and then we're going to turn hard driver, and then the center of gravity here is going to shift the whole truck forward, so it's going to rock forward just like that. We're on our slider on the driver's side, which is good because we're going to use that friction to help us pivot. See how well and easy that truck spun right there. Work our fronts just a little bit. Come back driver. And here we go. Now we're dropping down into this pretty ugly notch. I don't even know what to call this thing. Just big ugly ledge. Driver rear is going up in the air, and her front's coming down. So you can use your servo to, oop, see what I mean? I kind of had to throttle out there, but that is a very steep hill. But just something to note, these TRX4s are very light in the rear. Well guys, I think I'm just gonna call it a video there. I'm gonna continue to go around, find some more obstacles, get an idea of what this truck can do as its fully stock form, and then as we go and make upgrades, I'm gonna talk to you guys about what kind of differences we see in the future. Definitely get subscribed because I'm going to be doing quite a few upgrades this TRX4. I want to see what kind of performance we can squeeze out of this truck. I know they're very capable, and so far it's already doing really awesome. So I want to see just how crazy we can take this. I want to try and stick to a reasonable amount of budget. Like, I want to do the cheap upgrades first, show you guys just simple things you can do to make it better, and then we'll go from there. But my name is Logan with West Desert Wheeler. I greatly appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to hit the affiliate links down below. Anything you purchase through there gives me just a couple bucks back, and it helps support me on the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. We will see you guys in the next one. Keep the rubber side down.